Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello dear students, welcome to another lecture. In this class, we are going to begin with the chapter 3 of class 12 alternative English Nagaland board. Now this chapter 3 is from the grammar portion that I am talking about, and the third chapter of your grammar is common errors in the usage of English. Now, as the title in itself is very suggestive, we are talking about some of the most common errors which are made by one in the English language. Okay? So here we shall talk about a lot of words that are often confused and what is the correct usage of the same. So let us begin. The first set of words that we have is many and much. Now, we have to remember that many is something which is used for countable nouns. Okay? Now, first of all, we all know what is a noun. Noun is a name of a person, place, animal, or a thing. So, those nouns that can be counted by us, those nouns that have both singular as well as plurals, we use many before those nouns. For example, plant, the plural is plants, so we will say many plants. If I say book, the plural is books, I will say many books. Pen, the plural is pens, I will say many pens, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, we use much before those nouns which only have a singular form and do not have plural of them. For example, if I say time, if I say money, if I say water, if I say milk, is there a plural of time? Do we say times? No, we don't. Do we say monies? No, we don't. Do we say waters? No, we don't. So those nouns which do not have a plural form, we use much before them. I will say I have much time, I have much money, I have much water, I have much milk, I have much juice in the glass, and so on and so on. So many is used before those nouns which are countable in nature and have both singular as well as plural forms of them. And much is used before those nouns which do not have a plural form and can only be used in the singular form. Now let us look at the question given below so that we are able to understand their usage better. We have to remember countable and something which only has a singular form. Okay, now let us look at the first sentence. This book contains dash famous quotes. What are we talking about? We are talking about the famous quotes that the book has. Now quotes, quotations, we can count them. The singular is quote, the plural is quote. So we have the plural form. So very easy, we write many. Second, dash people who are not trained become journalists due to their flair in writing. Now we over here are talking about those people who become journalists. So again, we have journalists, it is plural in nature, so we say many. Many journalists can be seen outside let's say a famous cricketer's house and so on and so forth. She is not dash fond of chocolates. Now I am talking about fondness. Fondness means likeness. Can I measure likeness? Is there anything plural of this adjective likeness, fondness? No. So there is not much. She's not much fond of chocolates. When Arijit returned from his holiday, we pestered him with dash questions. Pestered means trouble. Questions I am talking about. Singular question, plural questions. So the plural is available, therefore I say many. 2 dash of television is not good for your eyes. Now we are here talking about, obviously from the sentence only it is clear that I'm talking about the viewing of the television. Okay, spending a lot of time on television is not good for eyes. So here we are talking about time. We know time is singular, do not have a plural form. So too much of television is not good for your eyes. In my grandmother's house, we have dash fruit trees. Fruit trees again can be measured, singular, plural, both available. So I say many fruit trees. And like this, we are going to solve the rest of the sentences. So I hope it is clear to you. Let us move on to the next set of words which we get often confused with, and these two words are don't and doesn't. Now always remember, don't, what is don't? It is do plus not, right? And what is doesn't? It is does plus not. Okay? Now, do is always used with the plural nouns or the pronouns. If I talk about the plural nouns or the pronouns, I, we, you, they. These are plural. I will always use do not or don't with them. Similarly, if I say doesn't or does, we always use does with the singular pronouns. She, he, and it. With these, we always use does or does not. So this is what you have to remember. If you are talking about a pronoun which is singular in nature, that is he, she, it, or a noun which is singular in nature, name of a girl, name of a boy, name of a thing, I will always use does not with it. On the other hand, if my subject, if the person or the thing that I am talking about is plural in nature, I will use don't with that. For example, I don't like chocolates. We don't like to watch movies. You don't look well. They don't talk to us. So all these are the plurals. I used don't with them. If I talk about the singulars now, he does not like to drink milk. She does not like to watch television. It does not rain in Rajasthan. So, when we have singulars, we use doesn't, and when we have plurals, we use don't. So, this is the difference and the usage of don't and doesn't. Again, let us look at the question given below and try and solve it. He is very pleasant in his manners, but I dash like him. I. And I have told you I is plural, and with plural we use don't. I don't like him. I dash attend the lectures every day. Again, I plural, so don't. Sheena cooks well. Dash she, she. Singular. So doesn't she. Dash eat so much, you will fall ill. You is the subject I am talking about, which is plural. So with plural, I will use don't. Don't eat so much, you'll fall ill. It dash appear to be too serious, you can bandage it and go home. It, singular, so does not. It does not appear to be too serious, you can bandage it and go home. He knows how to cook, but his wife is singular, doesn't. So you see, If my subject is plural, I use don't. If my subject is singular, I use doesn't. And this ways we can solve the rest of the sentences very easily. Clear? So the difference between don't and doesn't is clear to you. Let us now move on to the next set of words, which are either, neither and both. Now first of all, very simple. Both is used when you are talking about considering both the options. And with both, you will always see and in the sentence. This is the indication. Okay? Both will always come with and. Both means together. Both me and my brother are going for a movie. So, me and my brother both are going for the movie. Both Ram and Ramesh are planning to take this exam. Both Hindi and English are my favorite subjects. So when there are two options and you consider both of them, so that is when we use both and. Then we have either. With either, we will use or. There is a choice. There are two options given to you and you have to choose one of them. Either tea or coffee. Okay, so either I will have tea or I will have coffee. I will not have both of them together. My mother will give me either toast or sandwich for breakfast. I will watch either let's say कुछ कुछ होता है और कल होना हो tomorrow. Two movies. So when there is a choice that you are making between two things, we use either or. And then we have neither nor. With neither, we always use nor. That means out of the two options, I want neither the first one nor the second. I want neither tea nor coffee. There are two options, tea and coffee, but I don't want any of them. I like neither chocolate nor toffees. I will eat neither this nor that. So this is how we use three of them. Either or when there are two things and you have to choose one of them and you have to make a choice between them. We use either. Neither when you don't want to choose anything that is given in front of you. Both when there are two things and you want to choose both of them. That is how we use these three words. Am I clear? Now there are a few examples also given to you. Either Jaya or Rekha will win the trophy, will win the prize. That means one of them is going to win it. Neither Amos nor Digby has been to Kohima. Neither one nor the other one. So that means nobody has been to Kohima. Both Martin and Shiroi have gone to the library. So both Martin and Shiroi means both of them have. It is a positive answer that both of them have been to the library. Okay? Let us look at the question now. Complete the sentences using either, neither or both. This definition is refined and accurate. And is here. Remember I told you and is used with both. So this definition is both refined and accurate. My sun sign is dash Leo nor Scorpio. I am a Sagittarian. Nor. With what do we use nor? We use nor with neither. Dash you take the stage, dash you leave the room. You have two options. You can get on the stage or you can leave the room. So there is an option that you have to choose. So when you have to choose, we use either or. We dash have a holiday next week. So we both have a holiday next week. Two of us together have a holiday next week. I hope you will dash be the victim nor the dupe. Nor again is used, very clear, simple. We know we use nor with neither, so I have written neither. On dash side is a narrow stretch of road. On dash side. So dash side means on one of the side. If it would have been sides, then I would have written both. But here it is side. One side of the road is narrow. It is small. So one side, that means on either side. So one of them. So this ways you can solve the rest of the 4 sentences as well. So both, neither or neither, I hope are clear to you. Now the next set of words that we have are as soon as, if and unless. Now, the most important thing, as soon as. As soon as means, if I give you an example for instance, as soon as it started to rain, I ran inside the house. So what is this showing? This is showing the immediate effect of something. What does it mean? That as soon as it started to rain, I immediately ran inside the house. As soon as I saw my brother, I hugged him. So immediate action again. As soon as I saw a chocolate in the refrigerator, I ate it. Again, something which is immediate. So something which is talking about a thing which took place immediately, or the reflection of that was very immediate. We use as soon as for that. Then we have if. If is always used when there is a condition that you wish to place on something. I will help you if you listen to me. There is a condition. I will help you on the condition that you will listen to me. I will cook food if I am not tired. Again, it is a condition that I am laying. I will go for a walk if it does not rain. Again, there is a condition. So when we consider completion of an action based on a condition, we use. Alright. And then we have unless. Now, when do we use unless? Unless is used when there are 2 things that you have to do. And you have to specify the circumstance under which you will do the other thing. So here you are mentioning some circumstance. For example, unless you help me, I will not complete my work. Now, what is the circumstance that you want to be completed first? Unless you help me. So, if you will not help me, I will not complete my work. So, my completion of the work depends on you to help me. Unless it stops raining, we will not play football. So, our playing football is dependent on what condition? The stopping of the rain. Unless my friend calls, I will not talk to her. So, I will not talk to my friend. Under what circumstance? Unless she calls me or she talks to me. Right? So, this is when we use as soon as, unless and if. So, as soon as means when something takes place immediately. We use if when there is a condition that we have to place. We use unless when there is a circumstance on which our action will depend. Let us look at few more examples that are given in your book. As soon as she saw the police car, she knew something was wrong. So, immediate effect. The moment she saw the police car, immediately she got to know there was something wrong. If you do well in the exam, your parents will surely get you that phone. So, what is the condition for your parents to buy you a phone? If you do well in your exams. Unless you have excellent grades, you may not get admission to a good college. So, under what circumstance will you be able to get admission in a good college? If you get excellent grades. So, here is a condition, a circumstance on which your action is dependent. So, now let us look at the question given below and try and solve them. We came dash, we heard the news immediately, So, as soon as we came as soon as we heard the news. The papers will not be processed dash, you file an affidavit. So, there is this condition. Unless and until you file the affidavit, your papers will not be processed. So, there is a condition on which my action is dependent. So, unless. Dash, he makes it on time, he might be able to get a seat. What is the condition for him to get a seat? If he makes it on time. So, there is a condition, I use if. Srinath completed the report, dash he could and rushed out of the office. Now, the word rushed in itself signifies the immediate, action of something. So, Srinath completed the report as soon as he could and rushed out of the office. There will be no matches, dash the ground is not ready by Monday. So, if the ground is not ready by Monday, there will be no matches. Dash, there is a teacher to supervise, the students will not get permission. So, what is the condition or what is the circumstance on which the permission of the students is dependent? The teacher has to supervise. So, unless. Okay. So, like this, my dear students, you are going to solve the rest of the 4 sentences as well. Now comes something which is actually very, very confusing, and that is the difference between the word affect and effect. Okay, affect and effect. Now, affect is always used as a verb. You have to remember that. What is a verb? Verb is an action word. Right? So, we use affect with an A as a verb when we have to show what influence has been caused because of something. For example, if I say, if I eat a lot of sweets, it will affect my health. If I'm going to eat sweets, what action will it take place on my health? It is going to influence, it is going to affect my health. If I say, unless you study hard, your results will not be affected with an A. So, there will be no change that will take place in your results unless you work hard. So, this is again an action that I am talking about. Besides, it is ending with ed, which is a verb. So, we know it has to be. On the other hand, the word effect is used as a noun. If I talk about what was the result of something, what was the effect of something, I use effect with an. For example, if I say, I am feeling sleepy because of the effect of the medicine. So, what is the what is the result of having medicines? I am feeling sleepy. We are facing global warming because of the effect of deforestation. What is the result of deforestation? Global warming. So we use affect as a verb when some action is taking place, when you are influencing something. And we use effect with an E as a noun when we talk about the result of something. Okay? Let us now look at the sentences and try and solve them. Complete the following sentences using affect or effect. So, neither praise nor blame seems to dash Raghu. Now, always remember, if in a sentence you have to followed by a blank, with to, we always use the first form of the verb, and such verbs are known as infinitives. Okay? So, infinitives are those words which have to plus the first form of them. So, we know with to will be used a verb, and what is the verb out of to? It is affect. Okay, remember this always. This is always going to help you. I began to feel drowsy under the dash of medicines. So, similar example I took, under the effect of medicines. The result of taking medicines was that I started feeling sleepy, drowsy. Life away from my friends began to dash me adversely. Again, to. With to we use a verb, and what is a verb out of them? Affect. A. It is because he was under the dash of Soham that he began to work harder at his studies. So what was the result of him to start working hard at his studies? Him being under the effect of Soham. So here it talks about the result of something, so effect. His speech on hard work had little dash on the audience. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the result. So his speech had very little result on the audience, so effect. Rajat hoped to dash change as the new manager of the company. Again, to, and with to we use the verb, so affect. So you see, dear students, this is how we use affect and effect. Clear? Now let us move on to the next set of words that we have, since and for. Now very simple again. Both we know are used to indicate time, right? I use both since and for to talk about time. We use for when I have to indicate a period of time. Period of time, or if I say something which is unclear, when your period of time is not clear to you. For example, I have been studying. If I say, let me give you an example. So I use, as I said, I use for a period of time. Again, we know that. But for is used when, we know how much time exactly are we talking about. For an hour, for the last 4 years, for the last few minutes, for the last few months, and so on and so forth. So when I know exactly what period of time am I talking about, period means in itself something which is extended. So I use for it. And I use since when I am talking about some period of time from the past till the present. Okay. from the past till the present. So the consideration of past also comes in picture. If I say, since morning, I have been waiting for my father since morning. So from past, that means in the morning till now. So it began in the past and is still continuing. My sister has not called me since Monday. So it began in the past. That is, it began on Monday and is still continuing. So since Monday, since Tuesday, since June, since July, and so on and so forth. So when something began in the past and it continued and it ended just now, we use since. Now let us look at the question so that it becomes clearer to us. Mr. Angmo had been driving dash an hour when the car broke down. What is the duration for which he was driving? An hour. I know the exact period of time, so I will say for an hour. The electrician has been waiting here dash the morning. So now he is waiting, and when did he start waiting? In the morning. So this is something which began in the past and is continuing yet. So since the morning. He will be visiting his cousins for a month. What is the exact duration for which he is going to visit his cousins? A month. So for a month. Dash the last decade, the population growth has reduced. I am talking about the growth of population. So I am talking about something that started in the past and is still continuing. So I say since for that. I hope it won't rain for long. So I just hope that the duration of rain is not that long. It has been a long time since we saw you in the school. So something that began in the past and is still continuing, that we did not see you in the school since a very long time. So this is how we are going to decide whether we use since or for in a sentence. I hope it is clear to you now. Well done. So now, what do we understand by homophones? This is a very short topic. Now, homophones are those words which have the same sound, but they are different in spellings and different in meaning as well. So the sound is same. Principal with an AL and principal with an LE. Mare with an MARE, mare, which is a female horse, and mayor, MAYOR, is also mare. Compliment, which is giving, saying something good about something, and compliment, that means working along with somebody together. So those words which have the same sound, but the spelling is different and the meaning is certainly different, those words are known as homophones. Let us look at the question given below to us and identify what is the correct word to be used in the situation. Okay. Optical fibers work on the dash of total internal reflection. Two principal are given. Remember that principal with an AL is the principal of a school, college. Okay. Here we are talking about the rule of the optical fiber. So PLE, principal, rule of something. Then the next one we have, both countries signed a dash treaty to encourage friendly relations. Treaty, a kind of an agreement. So peace, that means they are going to be together, united. Dash my mother on her cooking is the best way to win her over. So giving a compliment, saying something good to your mother. And what is that compliment? With an LI. The first compliment with an LE means when you have to work along with somebody. If I say, I compliment my brother a lot when we play carom together. Okay? Aspirin is often given to lessen the pain in case of injuries. 2 lessons are given to you. This is the lesson that we learn or we teach, and this is to reduce, so lessen the pain. Read the contract carefully and go through every clause. CLAWS means the clause of the animals, and this is the clause, whatever conditions are given. There was a dash of security at the football match yesterday. So there was a breach of security, means security was broken. So like this, my dear students, you will solve the rest of the questions, and if a question comes to you in the paper, consider the meaning of both the words and then select what is more appropriate in that situation. Alright? So I'm clear, these words were clear to you, and now you know when to use and how to use them. Let us now discuss the back exercises. The first question says, read the following sentences and rewrite them in the correct form. So the sentences given to you are incorrect, you have to correct them. At the end, Shashi was able to finish the book. So at the end, Shashi was able to finish the book. What can I say at the end? What can, I use for at the end? I can say, finally, Shashi was able to finish the book, right? I will tell to my father about this. Tell to is never used. So I will tell my father about this. Can you show this place to me? Show this place to me? No. Can you show me the place? Okay. Next we have, Beena has been learning to sing since 3 years. Beena has been learning, or Beena has been learning singing since 3 years. I'm going to be my sister's house in Bhopal. I am going to my sister's house in Bhopal. My birthday is in 3rd March. My birthday is on 3rd March. And this ways you will solve the rest of the sentences. Now next again, correct the following sentences. I will meet you soon on the afternoon. Do we say on? No, in the afternoon. He speak his mother tongue with some hesitancy. He is written. With he, the verb will have an S to the end of it. So he speaks his mother tongue with some hesitancy. The Hobbit is an interesting book. Not interested, interesting book. Tenzin Norgay and Edmund Hillary was the first people to conquer Mount Everest. Do we say was the first people? No, we are talking about 2 people here, so were the first people. The chief guest gave prizes to them children. Them children? No, to the children. We must mind your own business. You must mind your own business, or we must mind our own business, whatever the case may be. Alright? Now look at the next question. Again it says, correct the following. Why you went to Delhi last year? Do we say why you went? No. Why did you go to Delhi last year? He don't bring his books to the school. We've learned this. With he we use doesn't because he is singular. So he doesn't bring his books to school. Riju is more better than Anju at mathematics. More better? No. Better is already in comparative form. So Riju is better than Anju at mathematics. The students not understand how to solve the problem. So the students did not understand how to solve the problem. He have written the article on global warming. Have written? No. He is singular, so he has written the article on global warming. The past week was hot and dry. Past week? No, the last week or the previous week was hot and dry. And like this, you will complete the rest of the sentences. Now comes the next question. The following sentences contain some errors. Again, you have to correct them. I am fascinated by the leopard in the movie. So I am fascinated by the leopard in the movie. Now, what do you think should be the change in this? So I am fascinated. Fascinated means to be attracted by somebody, to like something, you know. So, okay. So I can either say that I am fascinated for, or I can say at. I'm fascinated at the leopard in the movie. She was going to the exhibition last Tuesday. So she was going? No. She went to the exhibition last Tuesday. Okay. Here again, for example, you can also say I was fascinated because you've already seen that movie. So was fascinated can also be used. Okay. They broke a glass pane while playing cricket. This pane is the ache. If we get hurt, that is the pain. The spelling is for the window pane. The spelling is P-A-N-E. My aunt brought a new guitar to me. No, not brought. Bought. The past tense of buy is bought. Mohit has been working very hardly. No, Mohit has been working very hard. Shoma been dancing since she was a child. Shoma has been dancing since she was a child. So like this, you will complete the rest of the sentences. And with this, my dear students, we come to the end of this chapter. We've learned about the set of words which are often used in a confusing manner, but now we know how to use them correctly. So I'll see you all now in my next lecture.